I wish we were talking on different terms. I wish things were different. I wish. But that wish and whatever, like $8 will get you a coffee nowadays, right? It's worth not much. This season is over for the Carolina Hurricanes, and there's nothing we can do to soften that blow. I mean, we could come in here and give you the silver linings and everything, but it would be, and we will do that eventually, but to start with that would be disingenuous. The fact of the matter is the season's over. Fact of the matter is we all, including the team, had higher expectations than what they put on the ice in the postseason. For whatever reason, it's over. Second round exit, 6 games. New York Rangers ended your season on your home ice, and now we have to deal with that. I feel like we're starting like a therapy session or something.
I mean, it kind of is. Let's be real. Life sucks right now if you're a Canes fan. Let's be honest.
And now we have to come together and find a way to continue moving forward in the face of what we dealt with.
I hate it here.
And here's the, we're big on accountability. We're big on follow through here. As a compliment, by the way, I will say, I've loudly called this Canes season Stanley Cup or bust for 6 months. Stanley Cup or bust. Cup or bust for 6 months. And then the trade deadline came and they went all in. They signed or traded for a rental, right? The player on an expiring contract, Jake Gensel, for the first time in a very long time. And we got louder with it. All right, now not only is it's Stanley Cup or bust, it's Stanley Cup or bust, and the team seems to be acknowledging that they're thinking in a similar way. And we said Stanley Cup or bust, Stanley Cup or bust. No one had any problems with it. Well, Stanley Cup or bust has 2 potential outcomes. It's not Stanley Cup bust or give valiant effort or just let the little things get you, or no, there's no ors. It's Stanley, or there's just one or, I should say. Cup or bust, and they didn't win the cup. This season was a bust for the Carolina Hurricanes. That's not to say there wasn't bright spots. That's not to say we didn't have a good time. That's not to say there aren't players we really loved. Heck, there were getting points in the game last night I really loved. Shout out to Martinook for that save.
He was great last night.
There were some really cool things this year. This season as a whole, bust. This is the first year since the 2019-2020 season that the Canes didn't advance further in the postseason than they did the year before. If we call this year 2024, just so I don't have to go 2023-2024 season over and over again, we'll just call this one 2024 postseason. In the 2020 postseason, first round. 2021 postseason, eliminated in 5 games in the second round. 2022 postseason, took them 7 games to be eliminated in the second round. In the 23 season, eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals. This year, to continue progressing, you had to at least go 5 games in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's not even my maybe too high expectations of Stanley Cup or bust. That's just on the expectations that you get better every year when your core continues to grow together. They did not do that. They went back to the second round. I think we can all understand what Jordan Martinook is saying right here when he adds, this one's going to hurt for a while.
Been in these spots a lot. My time here, it's just hard to. You think this is you know we have a great team. And you want it to be this year, and it just doesn't go your way. And then you look at the way our team was built. We got so many guys that I don't know if we're going to be back or so. It's just. Yeah, it's hard to kind of fathom it right now, and I've been thinking about this one for a long, long time.
Here's the thing. This team is too good, too talented. They went too all in on this year to pretend like a second-round exit is celebration-worthy or to pretend like a second-round exit is acceptable. Sometimes you got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah, this ain't 2019.
Exactly.
Where it was like, hey, we made the playoffs. Awesome. Wait, we won a series? Great.
That's why, like, being realistic with your expectations for your team is important, right? There's not 15 teams in the NHL that can realistically say their goals are to win a Stanley Cup. Now, obviously, they could stumble into some things, little luck here or there, whatever, catch lightning in a bottle. They might be able to go win a Stanley Cup, but there are not 15 teams that are Stanley Cup or bust. There's maybe 3, 4 that are Stanley Cup or bust. The Canes were one of them. And that's why I'm upset that they lost to the Rangers. Right? I don't want to settle for, the Rangers were the best team in the NHL this year. They won the President's Trophy. There's no shame in losing to them because I don't see the Rangers as a significantly better team than the Canes or as a better team at all than the Canes. Losing to them is not, you ran into a buzzsaw. Losing to them is you didn't play up to your potential and thus you're going home. The team was built for this year. It was that Venn diagram overlap of the young guys being at or near in their prime and the old guys still being under contract and still in their prime. Of having Jarvis on a still very, very cost-controlled contract and having Pesce and Shea still on their contract before they hit free agency this offseason. It was the Venn diagram overlap and still having enough cap space to bring on guys like Orlov and Gensel throughout the process. It was a sweet spot that you didn't take advantage of. And are there shoulda, woulda, couldas all up and down the postseason, especially the Rangers series? You're darn right. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Oh, if this would have gone their way. Oh, if this call would have happened. Oh, if this power play would have been better. Oh, every bad break. If Jesper Foss wouldn't have gotten hurt. If Pesce wouldn't have gotten hurt. Yeah, shoulda, woulda, couldas. They all exist. But the fact of the matter is, when you add up all the shoulda, woulda, couldas that went for you and all the good breaks that went, the shoulda, woulda, couldas that went against you and all the good breaks that went for you, you tally them all up, you came up 2 games short of advancing even to the Eastern Conference Finals. And not to mention this, you had a 3-1 lead in the third period. You were set up. You just had to slam the door. And I would say you were incapable of slamming the door against the Rangers if I didn't see you just do it in Game 5. And now you have to deal with everything that comes with the offseason. A lot of actuallys. Well, actually, we didn't get beat that bad. Well, actually, we showed good fight coming back. Well, actually.
Those things can also be true.
Yeah.
More than one thing can be true.
Well, yeah.
Like, hey, you fought hard. You played your butts off. Like, a couple moments here and there are different. But guess what? You're still at home now.
Well, actually, none of that mattered.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're at home. And now you have to deal with the questions of an offseason, which is going to be filled with questions for the Canes. Sebastian Aho on how hard it is knowing roster changes are coming.
Special group. I mean, just hopefully we'll stay same as possible. But we had, like I said, special group, and thought we had everything that we need to get over the hump, and yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it does. Thought you had everything you needed to get over the hump. So did we. Matter of fact, I still think you did. I think you have everything you needed in this season to get over the hump, but you didn't, and that's the part that really eats at me. And that's the part I think you have to be honest with yourself about.